Nobody picked you first, and that changed you more than you admit. Not in school, not in friendship groups, not in love. Maybe you got used to it, smiling when they picked someone else, pretending it didn't hurt, but it did. There is a specific kind of pain that nobody talks about. It's not the pain of losing. It's the pain of not even being considered. You were in the room. You were available. You were trying, and they still looked past you, like you were invisible, even when you were trying your best. Maybe it was the job you were qualified for that went to someone with half your effort. Maybe it was the person you loved who chose someone else without even pausing to think about you. Maybe it was your own family, your own table, where someone else always got the attention, the praise, the first serving, and you sat there, quietly, eating what was left. That silence, that specific silence of not being chosen, it leaves a mark. The worst part is not the moment it happens. The worst part is what it does to you over time. You start second-guessing yourself. You start shrinking. You stop raising your hand because you already know the answer they'll give. You become the person who says, "I'm fine," before anyone asks. Because being fine is safer than being vulnerable again and being passed over again. Some people carry this their whole lives. A quiet belief that they are somehow less than, not quite enough, close but not quite. And the dangerous thing about that belief is that it's invisible. Nobody sees it. You go to work, you show up, you laugh at the right moments, but somewhere underneath all of it, you are still waiting to be chosen by someone, anyone. And the longer the wait goes, the more you start to wonder if something is wrong with you. I want to tell you about a boy. His father had 8 sons. 8. When the most important man in Israel came to their house to choose the next king, his father didn't even call him inside. He left him in the field, alone, with the sheep. 7 brothers stood before Samuel, tall, strong, impressive. Every one of them looked like a king, and God said no to every single one. Samuel looked around the room and asked, "Are these all your sons?" And Jesse, his own father, paused. "There is one more, the youngest. He is keeping the sheep, so unimportant. He wasn't even invited into the room. They brought him in, and God said that one, the one nobody brought to the table, the one left outside, the one his own father almost forgot. That one became the greatest king who ever lived. His name was David. And the field where nobody wanted him was where God was training him. The silence, the solitude, the years of being unseen. None of it was wasted. And here's the part nobody tells you. The people who rejected you did not have the authority to define your value. They were not the ones choosing. The manager who passed you over, the person who left, the parent who never said, "Well done," the group that never made space for you. None of them had the final say. David's brothers didn't choose him. His father didn't choose him. Society didn't choose him. But the one whose opinion actually mattered already had. And here's the truth most people miss. The field is not a punishment. It's where unnoticed people become unstoppable. The loneliness you felt while everyone else seemed chosen was building something in you that a room full of applause never could have. Depth, resilience, a hunger that comfortable people never develop. The ones who were never anyone's first choice often become someone's only choice because they had to become something real, not just impressive, real. Your rejection was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of your preparation. So I want to ask you something. What if the chapter you're in right now is not your ending? What if the person who overlooked you simply wasn't the right audience for your life? What if being passed over kept you from a room that would have made you smaller? What if the field, the quiet, the waiting, the invisible years was the most important classroom of your life? David didn't know he was being prepared. He was just there in the field, doing the work nobody was watching, faithfully, quietly, alone. And when the moment came, the moment that changed everything, he was ready. Not because someone finally believed in him, but because he never stopped becoming. Your story is not over. The waiting is not wasted. The overlooking was not the verdict. You're still in the field. And one day, someone is going to ask, "Are these all of them?" And the answer is going to be you. So let me ask you this. Right now, are you still waiting to be chosen? Or are you preparing to become undeniable? Comment waiting or becoming. And if you want, tell me where you are right now. In the field, in the waiting, in the wondering. I read every single one. And if this felt like it was meant for you, subscribe to Bible Awaken, because your story is still being written.